In contrast to modern art, contemporary paintings after the 1970s and 1980s as instances of postmodern art are characterized by anti-form, play, chance, disorder, disruptiveness, decenteredness, anti-interpretation, schizophrenia, and parody. In the context of postmodernism, painters do more than spread radical propaganda and slogans. They strive to break out of the rigid confines of modern art, to bring forth significant conceptual and formal changes. Some of their works not only devise a formal language to dissolve cultural regionalism, but also absorb a wide range of themes. Their diversity, complexity, and inconsistency imply a liberated and international concept of art, and embody the unique value of contemporary art. The renowned Taiwanese painter Lin Mao's recent series Dancer has a rare quality of being complex, ambivalent, multifaceted, and equivocal among conventional and modern paintings. Their approach to subject matter is powerful evidence. Staging dancing bodies on an empty background, these works offer analogies of human life tinged with contradictions, violence, and conflict. Finding it difficult to position themselves in front of them, the viewers are left with a vague sense of uneasiness and anxiety, which characterizes the works as instances of contemporary painting in the context of postmodern art. Postmodernism has directed Lin Mao's attention to the body, particularly the body in motion. The violence of his visual language has manifested a new artistic spirit and value. First of all, in developing and choosing forms to represent the body, the artist portrayed bodily experiences such as the vigor of bodies in motion and disparate sensual experiences as analogies of human existence and articulations of intimate imaginations of the body. The dancing female bodies, the hyperbolic performance of pink, and the images from different times and spaces fill the canvas with power and tension. The sense of corporeality, reinforced by its approach to space and fragments of time, its focus on certain moments of dance, and a strengthened sentiment, contributes to various interpretations of life. A closer look at the motion directs our attention to the wild strokes and layers of colors in Lin Mao's paintings. Every part of the texture, which is the result of splashes of colors and strokes and release of emotion, represents the artist's inner feelings towards the external world, in particular his reflections on life. While painting, Lin displays a hysteric passion that seems to subsume him under a schizophrenic state of mind, from which a sense of psychological uncertainty, intellectual expansiveness, and mental tension springs. The nuances and contradictions of the specific structure of feelings of the complex and diverse contemporary society find a full embodiment in Lin's work. In Twirling Dancers, a blurred image of twirling dancers in an open space, the dancers' moving heads suggest an undefined zone between mobility and immobility, of which the complexity and ambivalence foster a sense of diversity and richness. As time swirls and flows endlessly in space with the wildly and softly dancing bodies, the viewers fall into an inexplicable state of emptiness, where uncalled for, conflicting feelings such as happiness and pain, ease and anxiety, antipathy and sympathy, relaxation and tenseness, comfort and fear surge. Positively speaking, Lin Mao's postmodern paintings are a mirror to the emotional intricacies and twists of modern man. In contrast to modernist paintings, they reflect the spirit of autonomy, freedom, plurality, and affluence of postmodern art. Violence is the key attribute of Lin Mao's style and language as a painter. In The Wild Madonna, his representative work that freely applies magenta, pink, brown, and a few blues on the canvas, the thick colors seem to be particles indistinctly outlined in deep cosmos. Brownish-black figures move and sway in uncountable numbers. The wild strokes seem to be the violent outburst of the artist's unnamed passion. Lin distorts, transforms, and even mutilates the splashed image of the young beauties. In conjunction with the passionate dance, the flying ribbons disclose the fantasies of the body convulsed in desire. Art no longer speaks reason, it is a potpourri of unidentified pieces and fragments. All thinking is virtually dumbfounded by the paintings. The subdued image of violence is a pertinent symbol of modern melancholy. Another attribute of Lin Shen Mao's work is the seeming disorder resulted from the merciless dissolving and obliteration of harmony, and strokes marked by metaphysical contemplation and a sense of arbitrariness and freedom. Disharmony is a relatively common technique in contemporary art. As an instance of postmodern painting, Dancing Beauties demonstrates the characteristic of exceptional extreme hyperbole. Its unstable upper part, indistinct contours of the figures, and texture woven by unaccountable and untamed strokes oppose the balance and harmony in conventional aesthetics, and thereby opens up a new aesthetic vision. An ordinary form with extraordinary content liberates and diversifies the performance of contemporary painting. Everything is intrinsically multifaceted. We ought to appreciate Lin's rebellion against the authorities and tradition with an open mind, and experience freedom and diversity in his work. In art creation, objects are transformed into mental images responding to the artist's inner feelings. As happiness, anger, grief, and joy are embodied in a unique artistic form, the objects assume a transcendental spiritual role as symbols of beauty. By liberating objects from their functional use, butterflies on earth turn them into symbols of the artist's mind, such as mental images that carry and reveal his emotional experiences in the world. They are the emotional anchor through which he unravels his thoughts and perceptions in the process of painting. Pure form is cold and lifeless. The only way to artistically transcend modern life characterized by restlessness, anxiety, uneasiness, and transient mood swings is to go beyond the limits and enrich and elevate the content of painting and painting methods with a sublimated beauty. The aesthetic height in Lin Shen Mao's paintings mirrors the spiritual height of the artist, who, proficient in the art of loss, is well aware that only continual self-transcendence leads to a broader artistic vision and a more consummate life. Some call Lin Shen Mao an explorer of the consciousness of life, mainly due to his sensitivity to the impermanence and inconstancy of life. His Dancer series, prompted by a fervent inquiry into life, contains images related to time, such as vortex, ribbons, blurring, violence, floating, distortion, disfiguration, pauses, and uncertainty. As an artist with lofty goals, Lin's vigorous art practice suggests a sense of urgency towards life. The images and their rich, unnamed passion project a trajectory of his dedicated exploration of life. Life is theater, and theater is life. What Lin has in mind is the quality, rather than the length, of life. Butterflies on Earth. Whether time is transient or eternal is variously interpreted in the space of the canvas. The artist deftly interweaves warm and cool colors on the beautiful dancers frozen in a boundless space. Ideas and perceptions are thereby turned into mental images through the mediation of rhythms. The Wild Madonna. The powerful dynamics and tension of splashed red enable emotional outbursts in the carefree notes of color. The seemingly casual rhythm of strokes airily travels across the space of infinity. Dancing Spirits. As the focus of the painting, the dynamic form of the bodies on an ocean blue background narrates the legend of dancing spirits. In the darkness before dawn, the dance unveils the mystery of life. Frenetic dance. The bodies dance and sway frenetically on a red background. The energetic music begins with the rising ribbons in a passionate and lively canvas composed of provocatively bright colors. Golden dance. All shapes are turned into arcs in the sky with the passing of time. The nuances and subtleties of the dissolving and recomposing image of the dancer are fully grasped by the nebulous colors. Butterfly in the sun. Like a twilight spirit at dawn, the dancer sways briskly and carries forward the notes of light blue, mauve, and pale yellow. Mambo Mambo. The beautiful dancing body with flowery sleeves flying in a glimmering light has an irresistible lure. Its beauty is derived from a contrast of black and green in an inverted triangle. Animated dancers. The dazzling dynamics of color replaces the basic contours of limbs as the artist's focus. Objects turned into mental images become the reference point of the artist's inner emotions, the symbol of his aesthetic ideas. The original Green of Eden. In the mysterious atmosphere of the Green Eden, the bodies dance to release their youthful energy. Objects are liberated from their everyday function, transformed into mental images that serve as an emotional anchor for the artist. Bolero. The artist's tremendous efforts to transcend himself and continuously make breakthroughs in color and form suggest that overcoming challenging excursions into the realm of the insubstantial may open up a new vision. The tender and sweet colors combined with a sense of speed in the dancing body's motion as harmoniously captured by the strokes presents a delightful, soothing landscape as intoxicating as Bolero. Pink Carnival. An abundance of pink captures the soaring gaiety. The vibrant color and strokes embody the radiant beauty and wild passion of the dancing bodies seized by desire, dreams, and fantasy. The Scream. Dense and saturated red contrasts radically with deep blue. Artistic expertise gives rise to a rich, formal performance, pointing to a liberated style that characterizes both the artist's art and life. Delirious Eden. The painting presents the artist's emphasis on the body, focusing particularly on the body in motion in the context of postmodern art as the embodiment of the consciousness of life, as well as the freedom of painting. The passion of orange is suggestive of abstruse desires. Twirling dancers. A number of bodies dance feverishly on an empty background. The sense of liberation, the power of the leaps, and the beauty of the twirls epitomize the passionate pursuit of romance and freedom. Blue music. With the protagonist claiming nearly all of the viewer's attention, the contrast between them and the background is intriguing. It is yet to be determined if the dance in hazy blue is a celebration, an attempt to spice the banal life, or an emotional release, which implies the condition of life on Earth. Dancing beauties. The casual strokes and dynamics originate from the artist's awe at the momentary flow of time. Splattered lines and colors deconstruct and reconstruct the painting into a spiritual residence in which a wealth of colors spread across infinity with throbbing passion. Red Veil. The artist, as a contemporary painter, has a liberated and diverse approach to painting, which endows ordinary subjects with an extraordinary expression and encourages the viewers to appreciate them with an open mind. The repetitively displaced figure that subverts subject-object relationship is exemplary of the artist's creative approach. Hawaiian heat waves. A whirlwind of opulent colors, addressing the essential desires for happiness and pleasure, and relaxation and ease in a boundless space, is reminiscent of the sense of leisure in Hawaii. The desires soar to the limitless sky with bright and joyful colors. Disco swing. The key for a canvas capturing a frozen motion to push the boundary of the viewer's imagination is the aesthetic and spiritual insight offered by its images and atmosphere. The depiction of relaxation and pleasure constructed by rhythm and movements, airy colors, and flickering lines inspires one to take a glimpse of eternity in a single moment. Intoxicating bolero. The seemingly random collage of deep purple, pink, green, and a few blues are in fact sensibly arranged. Fuzzy contours shimmering in infinity betray an indefinite number of figures. The strokes and atmosphere are an unrestrained outburst of the artist's unnamed passion. Dancing in the clouds. All demarcation disappears in the tension between reality and illusions. The artist unleashes his emotions, fantasies, and soaring imagination through the exploding lines and romantic contrast of colors in the mental images. A musical quality is infused into the heterotopia in which the deconstruction and reconstruction of human bodies signify superb command of figurative language. Green Eden. Thick and saturated greens and blues function to strengthen the rhythms of the moving bodies in the center, while a faint but distinct sense of uncertainty reinforces the dynamics and elusiveness of the painting. The interplay of the substantial and the insubstantial generates a luxurious imagination. The smooth movement brings musical inspiration to the viewers.